Hey, so you are getting started and you want to build a business. We're going to talk about how to establish a DMO, how to know what your DMO should be, and what I think your DMO and your marketing plan should consist of. So, when you are building this business, everything that you're doing is planting a seed. Some you will get results faster, some you will get results slower, but it is all a seed. So when I started doing some of these things, some things I got results quickly, and other things it took a while for me to build up my muscle and to build up my audience. So while I'm building my audience, I'm learning how to get better and I'm still learning how to get better, right? Sometimes I look back on my old content and I think, oh my God. And I'm sure I'll think that in 2 years from now. But you can't get good without sucking first. So I just want to establish that. You can't get good without sucking first. So I want you to get better. Action makes you better. Now, I am always here to coach you. I'm always here for you to say, hey, I'm doing this. How can I tweak it? I'm saying this and I'll help you tweak it. We're constantly learning and evolving. I'm constantly taking more classes. I'm constantly learning and growing. I'm constantly reading more books to try and help the way that I present myself, the way that I say things to people, so that I'm not creating red flags or creating barriers for myself. So much of what we do is psychological. The words that we use, the way that we say it, the way that we post something is going to attract or give us a certain result. So let's just establish that. Some books that I have used, some tools that I've used in the past to get me to where I am, that I very much recommend you to engage with, because I can only teach you so much. You have to do the work yourself to learn these things. I can help get you where I am faster than it took me to get here. But you need to learn and constantly be striving to up your game, up your mindset. And so our business is a combination of learning skills and also learning how to have a different mindset. We're learning a different way of being. We've often been taught to be employees, not to think like this. And we're starting to look at the world in a different way. And we're starting to get no's and some yeses. So the no's are okay. If you look at every no as money in the bucket towards your eventual yes, then it gets a lot easier. When you can get to a point where you just do not care if they say no, you are going to be able to approach more people. And so right now, I feel like that's a muscle that you have to learn how to build. So I want you to be constantly working on your mindset, constantly working on your skills. And that's not just learning about life insurance. What I mean is learning about marketing, learning about social media, learning about the mindset that it takes to do that. So Ray Higdon, the Higdon Group has been the biggest key in my business. I will warn you, he is a recently converted Christian and he talks a lot about God on his content, like it or love it. So I'm a Christian, but I just want to warn you because sometimes people are like, whoa, am I going to church or am I going to social media training? But his content, his coaches are phenomenal. Everything I've learned from them. They have a TikTok class that they do with Stacy and Nicole, who are some coaches of his. I paid for that at one point. Quite often on his website, higdongroup.com, you can find that class. I do recommend it. It is where I started and where I got to where I am today. He has a group called Rank Makers where they help you just learn little DMOs. Lots of the little tools that I learned to help me manage my content or manage my leads, I learned from Ray and his coaches. So I'm still in that coaching group. I love learning from them constantly. I'm always learning from them. So Ray Higdon, his content, he has some books. They're all really good. He has got a lot of content on YouTube. He's got free content on his Facebook. However you like to consume content, I would start there. So if you like to read books, start with his books. If you like YouTube, start with YouTube. It's all going to bring you value. Alex Hermosi is the second one. When I first saw him, I thought, wow, another bro dude telling me how to do business, but he's actually really smart. Coming from someone that built a multi-million-dollar automotive business, When I listen to him, he actually does know what he's talking about. He has a book called $100 Million Leads. That one I would read. He has one that's a previous one to that that's called $100 Million Offer. That's for people that are trying to figure out kind of like, what are they even going to sell? You know what you're going to sell. $100 Million Leads is the one that I would look at. He's going to walk you through some of the things I'm going to talk about tonight. And so please do read that book. He also has YouTube. He also has a podcast. So wherever you like to learn stuff, that is a great resource as well. So let's get into it. So what is a DMO? A DMO is a daily method of operation. What are you going to do? What do you commit to doing every single day that will get you closer to a sale or a paycheck or a team member? What are those things that you need to do? And I would look at it this way. Your DMO should be something that you can do every day regardless. So even if you're sick, even if you're busy, even if it's a holiday, you can do this thing. So it's a minimum standard, not a maximum standard. And what I mean by that is whatever number or whatever DMO you're about to pick, make sure you've got a minimum standard. I'm going to do this every day, no matter what is happening, I'm doing this. And you try and chain as many of those days together as possible. Building that muscle in itself is going to help your business so much. The action of showing up for yourself repeatedly, day after day, is a muscle that you need to build. What your DMO is going to consist of is going to be different depending on how much money you want to make. So if you want to make $10,000 a month, if you want to make $10,000 a day, if you want to make $1,000 a month, those are all possible here. We want you to achieve that goal, whatever it is. So your DMO, the amount that you have to do to reach that income goal is going to vary, but your DMO isn't going to vary. And what I mean by that is the things you're going to do every day will be the same. How much of it you do is going to change. So your DMO, in my opinion, should consist of reaching out, posting, and following up. Reaching out, posting, and following up. So how much you do is going to, again, depend on what is your income goal. If you want to make $1,000 a month, one a day is going to be great. Maybe at first you might do more, but one a day might be great. Maybe it's 5. If you want to make 10 grand a month, I'm going to push you. You need to be doing like 10 plus a day until you get your mojo. And that's for reaching out. The posting, I think you should be doing once a day for sure. And again, depending on your goals, you're going to want to scale from there. Posting where? TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, learning those audiences. So if you have to pick one, right? I would start with TikTok and Facebook Reels and Instagram. You can reuse that same content. And I will teach you in another video what does that look like. But some sort of posting every day, some sort of reach out, and some sort of follow up. And who are you reaching out to? You're reaching out to warm and cold. So maybe you're starting and you don't have a list. That's okay. Maybe you do. You know more people than you think you do. Cultivate that list and start to be looking at it differently. Of at least you can reach out to them and let them know what you're doing. Your warm market is your freest market. It's a market that has some trust for you, some level of respect for you. And so not all of them are going to say yes, and that is okay. But if it takes you 100 to get one yes, would that be worth it? I think so. And so start looking at your email list, start looking at who's on your Facebook list, start looking at who do you know that you can connect with. Number 2 is you're just going to reach out to people that you don't know. You're going to make cold contacts. And then while you're doing that is thinking of what groups can I join, either in-person groups or also on Facebook and social media. Where can I meet the people that I want to do business with? Where can I meet the people that probably want to do business with me? You need to start cultivating those things to be in your reality, right? You need to look at who's friending you or who you're friending. Please don't friend people with just with no message attached. I'll teach you how to do this in another video. But right now, I just want you to learn what a DMO is and start thinking about what business hours am I going to have? Where am I going to put them? Making a DMO, establishing it and sticking to it. What training am I coming to every week? What things am I going to do every week to increase my product knowledge, to increase my skills? I want you to schedule it and I want you to stick to it at least for 30 days. You have to build that muscle. So that's the first step, is establishing a DMO. And in the next video, I'm going to teach you what in the heck do I mean by cold reach out, warm reach out? What do I say? Who am I saying it to? So if I haven't sent you that video yet, you're going to message me right now and say, I need the cold, warm message reach out video.